Hi, y'all. How you doing tonight? I hope everyone had a great day. This day went by so fast, but here we are, and we're halfway done with the week, and it's going to be great to finish strong. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Claire. Hi, Mary Jane. Oily Mom, good to have you back. Good to have all y'all with me tonight. Well, I am tattling on myself tonight. I just felt like y'all might want to hear kind of a story about a time of my life that I was a little bit immature and given an opportunity to grow, okay? So I told a story earlier today about my teeth and the time that my dad confronted me about not taking care of my teeth. So I told that story at noon. If y'all missed that, then watch the replay. Oh, you like last night? Good, Amanda. Last night, Brittany talked about a time when she really had to trust God beyond her worries. But today I'm talking about those times where we are faced with an opportunity to grow. Oh, good. I'm really glad everybody liked that last night, Britt. That's awesome. Getting some good feedback there. That is great. And thanks for the hearts, y'all. Oh, I'm so glad that it helped you with anxiety today. That is awesome. Boy, it's something to just really take that fear and just give it to the Lord so you don't have to live under the stress of that anxiety, right, y'all? Seriously, we're not meant to carry burdens that are that big. So that was great. If you guys missed that, I guess it's going to disappear off of Periscope, but I will get it up on my website next week because that was a great time of just Brittany sharing her story about faith and just walking through that time of fear. But this is the thing, y'all. Anytime we are faced with an opportunity to grow, whether it's like Brittany was talking about last night, that opportunity to grow, beyond her fear, beyond her stress, beyond just the anxiety of worrying about faith and faith's health. When we are faced with that opportunity to grow, we want to just accept that challenge, whatever it is, whatever the challenge is, we've got to accept it, right? Well, I'm just going to tell a story today. Hi, Rhonda. About a time when I was in my early 20s and I was attending a women's conference. And at this conference, I was arguing in the food line, in the lunch line. And I was arguing with this lady that was there, and I felt like the whole thing was like super awkward. I'll tell you the story in a minute. But at that time, everyone sort of heard me arguing. If you know me very well, I've got a really loud voice, okay, y'all? If I'm talking about something, I probably get pretty passionate about it. So in my loud, passionate voice, I was arguing with this lady and sort of caused this scene. And the lady that was the guest speaker at this women's conference, she overheard me arguing, and later that night, she pulled me aside and she gave me an opportunity for growth. How do y'all like that? An opportunity for growth. Kind of like if you watched with me at noon today, like my dad gave me an opportunity for growth, right, y'all? So there's times in our lives where we are faced with an opportunity for growth. And at first, it's difficult because it's like, oh my gosh, right? Right, Mom? At first, you're like, and you're tempted to just feel defensive and feel upset about yourself and feel like you're just stupid and like you're not good enough. Right, exactly, a spiritual spanking, if you want to call it that. But if we look at Proverbs, this is the time that we're supposed to really be grateful for and that we're supposed to really embrace. And so I was looking over a few scriptures today, and it just reminded me of this story, so I had to tell y'all. But in fact, Proverbs 19:25 says, if you correct the wise, they will be all the wiser. So I'm hoping that this lady, her name was Donna Otto, right, Mom? That Donna just thought that I was wise. And so she was correcting me so that I would be all the wiser, right? Same with my dad. He was correcting me because he thought I was wise. Then I would be all the wiser. We're going to stick with that, okay? And let's see, there's another scripture here that says something like that. Actually, there's lots of Proverbs that say these similar things. Intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge, right? Yeah, Mom, I hope. But Donna, that day, she heard me arguing with this lady. And here's the story, y'all. I hope that you guys can all identify. And maybe you won't blame me. Thanks for sharing, Rhonda. Okay, so we're in this line at a women's conference, and I was never very fond of women's conferences anyway. And so I'm in this line, and this lady that was in front of me, she was one of my peers. I was not really good friends with her, and now you can see why. But she just made this comment about me, and she said, well, you probably won't find anything to eat because all you ever eat is junk food. And I looked at her and I'm like, all I ever eat is junk food. What are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, all you ever eat is junk food. So you're probably not going to find anything that you like to eat here. And I'm just like, well, exactly. I'm like, rude, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I started telling her, I'm like, why? I don't know why you would say that. So I started getting really defensive and then arguing. Of course, my voice was like pretty loud. So it ended up we're like sort of causing this scene. I mean, there was no reason for her to attack me. I'm just like, what is the deal? And I'm thinking to myself, is she jealous? Is she just rude? Like, what the heck? Why is she saying this? And y'all, she went on and on and on. Like literally, she went on and on that all I ever eat is junk food. And she said, I've never seen you eat anything healthy. You eat hamburgers and hot dogs and pizza and candy and there won't be anything here that you'll like to eat. You'll probably just have to go eat some more candy. And I mean, she was just like going on, and it was so annoying. And so I'm just like going, I don't know what the heck you're talking about, but I don't only ever eat junk food. I mean, that's ridiculous. Of course I'm going to find something here that I like to eat. Like, why would you say that? Yeah, I'm going to find something I want to eat. I mean, that's ridiculous. I eat more than just junk food. I mean, come on, I'm sure I'll find something here that I want to eat. And so I started just like arguing with her, and then she was arguing to prove her point, and I'm arguing to prove my point. And yeah, it was just like ridiculous. Like she was going on and on about me eating this junk food and about me eating candy and about me, I don't know what the deal was, but she was just going on and on. So the more she was trying to prove her point, the more I'm trying to defend myself about this most stupid thing ever about what I eat. And it was just like so annoying, y'all. I was like getting so mad at this lady. And so I was just like literally about to freak out. So there was probably steam coming off the top of my head and out my ears. My face was probably turning red. Seriously, like y'all can't blame me, right? Seriously. So Donna later, wasn't like, she didn't interrupt us. But anyway, so yeah, that's what in fact, I think I did say that, Mary Jane, like who died and made you the food police? Like, what's the deal? Like, I mean, I was so annoyed. So anyway, so later I got my food and I mean, I not sit anywhere near her. I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so I was so offended. And in fact, there's a proverb that talks about this too. It says Proverbs 18 verse 19 says, an offended friend is harder to win back than a fortified city. Arguments separate friends like a gate locked with the bars. I gotta tell y'all, I was not friends with her ever again. I was so annoyed. I was never friends with her again. I was like, yeah, that was it. That was it. So, yeah, that's hilarious. That was it. So Donna Otta, who was the guest speaker, she talked to me after the service. She said, hey, Trina, let me just tell you a better way to handle that. Instead of getting offended and all, yeah, exactly. Instead of getting offended and all defensive, here's what you need to do. Next time someone's attacking you, just say these two words. You're right. Y'all, I'm listening to her going, she wasn't right. Like, why would I say you're right when she wasn't right? And Donna just said, because it doesn't matter anyway. Brian, talk about hard to do. Seriously. Y'all feel my pain here, okay? You like this, Kathy? This is a great tip, y'all. she said, just say you're right, because even if, she's got to at least be a little tiny bit right. And, she just wants to be heard. And, why give her the benefit of this big argument? It's like she started the argument, you got offended, and then the whole thing just like escalated into this huge fight. And she said, from now on, if you ever feel like you're being attacked, just say you're right. She probably did need attention, y'all, seriously. But if I could rewind and just thought, okay, let's rewind. She said, well, you probably won't find anything that you like to eat here because all you ever eat is junk food. Had I said right then, you're right, and then just nothing else, she would have felt heard. She would have felt heard. She could have had the joy of being right, I guess, and pointing out my faults, so to speak. And if you heard my Periscope at noon today, you might know that I really do like junk food. Like, not gonna lie, I do. I love pizza and hamburgers and hot dog and macaroni and cheese and candy and chocolate. And, seriously, that is my preferred menu. Okay. But, had I just said you're right to her, then later we could have continued our lunch together. And we were roommates, by the way, at this conference, along with a few other ladies. And honestly, I was so mad. I don't think I talked to her the whole entire time. Yeah, I could have responded with comedy. Exactly, Brittany. I was so offended at the nerve of this lady, like making this big deal out of my food choices. I was so ticked off and I was so offended at her. So anyway, and I guess it was obvious to everybody probably. So Donna gave me the tool to do that. She said, just say you're right. And then later you can go back and be like, I do eat other things, and I did like the salad that was served at lunch today, and sure, I have to doctor it up with ranch dressing, and croutons and cheese, but or just say something to just let her be right. Like, why not? Just give it to her, right? She just give it to her, instead of getting so upset and so uptight in that situation. So y'all, in that situation right then and there, I decided to take a word from the wise Donna Otto, who is a mentor of mine anyway. I really loved this lady. She and I had a lot in common, and I really admired her. I really loved the way that she spoke, and I loved her books. Very, very practical. In fact, Goals and Desires, if you haven't heard my Goals and Desires Periscope, look for that on my website, TrinaTitusLozano.com. But yes, Jennifer, try this with your husband. Y'all try it with your husband. Try it with your siblings. Try it with your parents. Try it literally with anybody that you tend to argue with. TrinaTitusLozano.com. Because you don't want to get into that trap of arguing or being defensive whenever somebody does something like this. Like, seriously, you don't want to go down to their level of attacking and then start defending yourself and then counterattacking. It just gets to be really ridiculous. So y'all, this is just a little tip that works so well. Just say, you're right. And then later you can give them the credit. There you go. Take the high road, Rhonda, of how they're going to be at least a little bit right. Just at least a little bit right. Yeah. She ought to be quiet. That's hilarious. She's probably at least a little bit right. Sensible, here's Proverbs 19, verse 11. Sensible people control their temper, right? They earn respect by overlooking wrongs. That girl was wrong to attack me. She was wrong to use the word always and never. You never eat anything healthy. You always eat junk food. But I want to be the one that's wiser. I want to be the one that's sensible, right, Rhonda? Right, Wendy? To take that high road, control the temper, and to earn respect. I would have earned respect by Donna and by all the other onlookers that day that were listening to our argument and I don't know, but honestly, I would have looked more intelligent and more wise, and I would have been more respected had I overlooked her wrong and just made a joke about it or let her be right and really valued the friendship over that situation. You like this advice? Okay, good. So I don't want to be that offended person, right? Okay, let me read another little scripture here. There's a few. Fools have no interest in understanding. They only want to air their own opinions. Well, y'all, I don't want to be a fool. I don't want to be a fool. She was being a fool, literally. Her own opinion about my eating habits. But seriously, I don't want to be a fool just because she's being a fool. So y'all, if there's someone in your life that's being foolish, don't be a fool with them, okay? They're just trying to air their own opinions, but you don't need to get back at them by airing your own opinions, okay? So Proverbs has a few more things to say about this. Actually, a lot, but I'm just reading a few. So, chapter 17, verse 19. Anyone who loves to quarrel loves sin, but anyone who trusts in high walls invites disasters. So we don't want to invite those disasters by loving quarrels and by loving arguments, right, Brian? We don't want to do that ever, because that just makes us the fool, apparently, here. Love prospers when a fault is forgiven, but dwelling on it separates close friends. Are y'all separated from any friends? You know, you don't want to be in the future. I'm separated from that friend. That was like 30 years ago. But you know what, y'all? I don't even know where she is at this point. But I learned a valuable lesson that day, which was to not let quarrels separate close friends, not that offense separate close friends. You know, you don't want to do that. So take the high road. I love this, chapter 17. This is important for you women to think about, for you men to think about when you're having arguments at home with each other. Better a dry crust eaten in peace than a house full of feasting and conflict. Okay, y'all, don't argue. You don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. You don't want the conflict. It's not worth it. It is so not worth it. So not worth it. Oh, here's another one. A truly wise person uses few words. So you're not going to continue to argue. You'll use few words. Here's few words. Okay, 2 to be exact. You're right. There's few words. A truly wise person uses few words. You're right. A person with understanding is even-tempered. Even-tempered. Even fools are thought to be wise when they keep silent. When they keep their mouths shut, they seem more intelligent. I would have seemed much more intelligent that day in that lunch line had I just kept my mouth shut, because my arguing was not working. So anyway, I could go on and on and on, y'all. If you haven't read Proverbs lately, do it, read it every day. I read Proverbs every day because I need it. I want more wisdom, and I need the constant reminder to be wise, okay? We don't want to fall in those traps of being foolish. But I hope y'all enjoyed me telling on myself all day today. So, okay, y'all, I am not eating candy anymore. I'm really not. Okay. You're right, I am. But not as often, okay? It's rare, like seriously rare. I'm taking care of my teeth. I'm going to go floss and brush. And, I'm just going to continue to enjoy my chicken and broccoli every day. Rhonda isn't starting today, okay? Y'all, I do love Cadbury eggs. I really do. But we've got to think beyond this. Healthy food is good, right? So y'all make some healthy choices. And I really do hope that your number one most healthy choice is to not be defensive. Don't argue, be wise, and if someone gives you instruction, take the instruction so you can even be wiser. But for sure, don't enter into an argument with the fool, because that is just going to make you a fool. You don't want to do that. No way. So y'all have a good rest of the night, and I'll be back tomorrow telling more stories, or who knows what I'm going to talk about. God bless you guys. Have a great rest of the night, and I'll be back tomorrow at noon and 9. Bye-bye.